The tail of the tape, Lendl is 25 years old. Connors 33. Grand Slam semifinals down at the bottom. Connors has been in 28 of them. Lendl 11. Here is how Lendl got to the semifinals.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's been playing well throughout the tournament, as you can see by the scores there. In his last match against Noah, 6-2, 6-2, 6-4, he was solid. Didn't make any mistakes. He attacked when he had to, and he has to be very pleased with his form going into this semi-final match.
And Connors rode to the semifinals. Tony?
Jimmy lost a set, as you see, against Muller in the first round, and eventually lost a set to Edberg, but he's been playing very well. He had a good match against Heinz Goodhart. Jimmy's the kind of guy that beats the people ranked below him most of the time and very decisively. Now we've got Ivan Lendl leaving the court for a moment, and maybe we can... he's going to make a little pit stop before this match starts. There's Jimmy Connors down by the umpire's stand.
Might have been a sandwich, Ivan, when I was talking to him in the dressing room. He had it was wrapped in aluminum foil, you know, and the trainer said, hey, you keep bringing things in aluminum foil to the courts to eat. There's a sandwich with chicken in the inside.
You don't think the aluminum foil will make him sick, do you?
Maybe he ate some of the foil.
Connors out there by himself now, hitting some practice serves. Remember, a couple of years ago, he had to leave the court to make a little pit stop.
Might spare a thought here for my old mate Tony Roach, who's been coaching Ivan, and Ivan was telling me about all the dogs he's got at home. He's got 6 German Shepherds, one that's trained, you know what?
Yeah.
Trained to do whatever Ivan tells it, and Tony's scared of a little poodle. That's why, if you've seen Tony around the courts, he looks so thin, he's been frightened to go in the dining room and eat.
Jimmy Connors' U.S. Open record, the 16th appearance, 5-time champion, 2-time runner-up, 5-time semifinalist, 77 match wins. He broke vexatious record this year.
And the only guy to have won this championship on 3 different surfaces, on grass, on clay, on Tuca, and on the Deco turf here. So amazing record for Jimmy Connors, and Ivan Lendl is back out on the court.
Ivan makes a very quick pit stop.
Well, that record of Jimmy's, Tony, that'll never be broken. I would imagine he'll never change surfaces 3 times in that short period.
Ladies and gentlemen, quickly take your seats.
Oh, you got a record. Tony's got a record. The last American to win the French championship. You're the last right-hander to win the Open championship.
Everything's last.
Quiet, please. Take your seats.
No first.
I don't have any records.
You kicked one through the uprights in the snow, I understand.
Everybody stood. Jimmy's wife.
Shaking the fist. Jimmy said, come on, let's go get him.
Come on, let's get settled down.
Lendl to serve.
Thank you. Ready?
Starting at 7:09 p.m. Eastern.
Herb Costin from Memphis, Tennessee is the umpire.
First serve.
Doesn't appear that that ankle is bothering Jimmy yet.
First serve.
That victory was over John McEnroe in the French. McEnroe led 2 sets to love. Ivan Lendl got him in 5. Here, watch Jimmy Connors. Watch his footwork. He's bouncing, moving nicely. Didn't give you any indication there that anything bothered him.
Jimmy thought that serve was in.
Yep.
Started to walk.
15-30.
15-30.
Has to be a little bit tough to play right now because it's sort of dusky. Sort of like when you're driving, your headlights don't really do the job you'd like them to do. So it'll be a little time before it gets dark enough for the lights to really take good effect.
That's from the Goodyear blimp. You can see the lights are on and the gathering darkness.
The other thing, Tony, is that they would have had their warm-ups a couple of hours ago in the hot conditions. The ball would be flying just a little bit differently now at night. It'll take them a couple of games to get their timing going.
And they've been waiting an awfully long time to get down on the court. All those things are adjustments that the pros have to learn to make.
40-30.
Jimmy moving well.
Didn't move that well on that one.
No, when he had to stop quickly.
Right. And it's 40-30.
Two double faults. Does take a little time to get loosened up.
That's why I wonder why they serve so hard the first game. And 3/4 speed serve, you know, get a couple in, get the rhythm, the feel, and then pick up the tempo. Start hitting them all your might, they don't go in. Sometimes it takes you a few games to get the range.
Lendl. Struggle. First game.
Duell jetzt von Jimmy Connors gegen Ivan Lendl entschieden und damit 40-30.
Lucky because they can watch the German TV and they probably were watching me for sure, yes.
Was your heart beating when you got closer and closer?
Well, when I was 6 love up in the tiebreaker and missed the high volley, forehand volley, I choked. I have to admit that, but then I put, you know, good serve and came in and finished the job.
Ivan Lendl is playing now, also from Czechoslovakia. Now, are his mother and father watching on television back home, too?
No, they are here, and they always come for the Grand Slam tournament.
Ah, so this could be a whole Czech affair here that we got going. he could break through and win it too.
I don't know. I just believe he can, but I mean, I don't believe he can, but I think John is going to win it. I will put my money on him.
Why don't you think Yvonne can win this?
I mean, I wish he can. I mean, I just wish, because he was, you know, 3 times in the finals. But I just think John is playing very well with a good left-handed serve, and I just think John is going to win it.
Now, how about this particular match? You're going to get Yvonne past Jimmy and into the finals, and then McEnroe's going to beat Lendl tomorrow. Is that how you got it handicapped?
Yes.
Okay. Hannah, congratulations. Let's go upstairs to Pat Summerall.
All right. Just had a long rally. It's 15-30. Connors serving.
I mean, if Connor's ankle does start to bother him, he's reached the semis of the Open last 12 years, it changes your strategy when you're rallying, because you don't want to open up your court because it hurts to go wide and push off and come back. It can really be a very disrupting thing.
Checking Connors' footwork.
Well, his ankle can't be too bad, or you wouldn't want to risk doing something like that. That's probably how he did it out in practice, doing something like that.
Probably might have a future in ballet.
That was a pirouette, was it? Is that what you call it?
I think so.
Didn't you do that in football training, Pat?
No.
Oh.
I did that in no training.
Well, that ball was misjudged, I think, probably due to the light.
Games are 1-all.
1-all.
That dusky light you're talking about, Tony, and with the net cord and everything, Yvonne completely misjudged that.
I think the guy that takes the bigger swing at the ball is at a disadvantage when the light's not good, and that would be Lendl. Connors has more compact preparation, particularly when things start coming pretty fast.
15 love.
That one was coming pretty fast.
A little bit of a breeze blowing now. It's the difference between chalk and cheese, isn't it, from playing when McEnroe and Lendl were playing earlier today?
And it was up about 110 on the court.
Pleasant out there now.
$30 love. He leads 2-1.
Strong service game for Lendl. He leads 2-1. First set.
3 aces that game.
Quiet, please. Quickly, any seat. Thank you.
Da liegt noch immer sein ganzes Herz, seine ganze Kraft, sein ganzes Können in jedem Schlag.
All.
Höchsten beide.
Ladies and gentlemen, please no flash photography. Thank you.
Die Fotografen werden ersucht, auf Blitzlicht zu verzichten. Abgesehen von dieser Aufschlagdemonstration bisher von Ivan Lendl hat dieses zweite Semifinale einige Startschwierigkeiten. Es hat aber schon ganz große Matches, auch hier in Flushing Meadow, zwischen Connors und Lendl gegeben. Connors führt, was den Rekord betrifft, noch mit 13:11 gegen Lendl. Von der beidhändigen Rückhand macht er selten Fehler. Sehr fehleranfällig ist die Vorhand von Jimmy Connors. 40:30.
Ball just out.
2-all.
Well, we saw Ivan in that rally. He hit two topspin backhands across to Connor's forehand and then deliberately got really bent down to the ball. And the next backhands he hit came underneath it, took all the pace off it, and tried that slice backhand without any speed across to Connor's forehand. It was a deliberate play, and it's the shot that Connors likes least, I guess.
Well, the book is that if you give him some junk, don't give him a lot of pace, make him have to swing at it, he's going to make some mistakes for you.
Especially if you can get it to skid through a little low, which you get, of course, by coming under your own shot, hitting slice.
Five aces by Lendl.
Yeah, he's got a good rhythm on his first serve.
Sure does.
So far in the match, which...
Served 3 in his last service game.
It's never a good warning for his opponent if he gets a lot of those first serves going, because he gets such a rhythm. Gives him a lot of confidence.
I don't think he expected that one back.
Big serve.
30-15.
Down about 30 degrees, the temperature since this afternoon. Down about 80. On court, it was up around that 110 mark this afternoon.
Linesman has signaled in.
Made a noise, though.
I believe he started to call out and then changed his mind.
It was a corrected call. We must play a let. 40-15.
He heard the decision.
See, Jimmy didn't hear a definitive out call, but the line person did start to say out like that, and that's enough to throw the player off.
Jimmy's going to make a visit to the chair.
He said out first?
Yes, he said out.
Fair question, and he got the answer that satisfies him from Herb Costin, the referee, the umpire, excuse me.
40-15. Thank you.
Good volley.
Game Lendl. He leads 3-2.
3-2. Lendl will be back at the U.S. Open in just a moment. TA National Tennis Center.
Thank you.
Men's semifinal match between Jimmy Connors, about to serve, and Ivan Lendl.
Quiet, please.
If you were expecting to see something else, you're looking at live tennis right now. And we'll stay with this match until its completion. We started at noon. Already in the first match today, John McEnroe beat Mats Wilander in 5 sets. And Hanna Mandlikova upset Martina Navratilova in 3 sets.
First and last set tiebreakers.
Great match.
About 30.
Temperature down, not courtside, is 72 degrees. Humidity is still high, 86%. Wind south 10 miles an hour. Forecast is for it to remain hot and humid.
Wind, I don't.
Degrees down
Sorry,
courtside.
Pat. Wind is not really much of a factor at the moment. It does gust from time to time. It's triple break point for Ivan Lendl. What a shot.
He leads 4-2.
Lendl up 4-2 in the first set. The executive producer of golf and tennis on CBS, for CBS Sports, Frank Chikinian, known by some other names, but also very talented.
Good thing his bite is not as bad as his bark. Here's another look, and Jimmy inside gets it high on the bounce and drives it into the corner. That lob is going wide. That was the end of a very aggressive point by Jimmy Connors. Of course, you don't expect much else from him, do you?
Oh. That was a good example of how to handle a short ball, too. Get right on top of it. Don't give your opponent any chance to get set up.
Get at the top of the bounce and drive it down into their court. For a while there, Jimmy was going straight back at Ivan, and I was thinking if his mobility is affected, he's going up the middle to cut down the angles. Then he shot one into the forehand corner and went the other way with the two-hander.
Nice shot from Lendl. Didn't try to hit a clean pass, just chipped it back down low, forcing Connors to volley across court. I think Jimmy probably came in a little earlier than he should have then. He wasn't really set up to move to the net.
15-all.
We'll see a lot of those rallies where Lendl will do basically nothing with the ball, try to get it fairly deep off the backhand side, block it with a lunder spin, no pace, and that's the kind of thing that Jimmy tries to hit real hard and does make some errors. Lendl did not set up well under that overhead.
15-30.
He was too far underneath it. Watch now, as he hits this, he's not going into the ball. He'll be falling backwards. See, it bounced behind, his feet are together, and he landed back on his back foot. Missed it wide.
30-15.
3 long points.
That's just 15
so far in this
15-30,
game.
right. Sorry.
Done a lot of work.
Pretty tough to win a point.
I didn't know he had that good a touch, Tony.
Well, he closed in. You'll see how close he gets to the net. Jimmy's ball has no speed. He's trying to get down low, and he got in so close. Wonderful shot.
It was good racket work.
I don't think I've ever seen him do that before.
He drives it on the backhand side sometimes, but not on the forehand volley.
I've never seen him do it that successfully anyway. First serve has dropped off a little bit in this game. It's interesting when Lendl plays Connors, so much of the time he is almost a counter puncher.
as hard as he can hit the ball. He just keeps the rallies going, and eventually tries to extract an error from Connors.
Beaten him 6 straight times now. To Lendl in the first set.
Connors serviert und liegt 2:5
Thank
im
you.
ersten Satz. Ortszeit haben wir hier jetzt 19:44 Uhr. Bei Ihnen zu Hause ist es 6 Stunden später, also schon tiefe Nacht. Ich hoffe aber, dass es eine schöne Ballnacht für Sie heute hier ist.
Up 30. Lendl pretty much controlling things right now.
It's a good game plan.
Mm-hmm.
This strategy would not be effective against McEnroe, for example.
He's just content to stay back and rally, and I'm wondering why Jimmy is not more aggressive and coming in a bit more, taking some chances. I don't think he can win from the baseline.
Could be that he doesn't have complete confidence in that ankle. Lendl will do that forever.
Well, this is Ivan's cup of tea, you know.
Yeah.
That's if you like tea.
It's also 3 set points, break points for Lendl.
Long rallies from the baseline. It's not going to hurt him. He can do that all day.
First set to Lendl, 6-2.
36 minutes for that one.
Don't forget, tomorrow is open with leader Brent Musburger.
Pat, I think that Barry McKay has noticed something as far as Jimmy Connors' play is concerned.
What I've noticed, Brent, is that he is not coming in on short balls. He's only been in the net 3 times, and that makes me think he might be having some trouble with that ankle.
All right, let's go back outside now to Pat Summerall.
Jimmy really hasn't been very aggressive.
Well, you know, he's not a net rusher per se, but when he gets the short ball, he wants to come in behind a very good approach shot. And perhaps, you know, he's not confident in the ankle. You watch him go over this ball. He normally doesn't go over it when he goes down the line, but that time he rolled it with some topspin and hit it perfectly.
That's how he's been hitting his forehand passes the last couple of weeks. He's been trying to get over the ball and taking it very early on the forehand side.
So often that we see him go under it on that side and going down the line. He does go over it when he goes cross court.
40-15, Ivan Lendl, who lives or has a home. He lives all over the world. He has a home in Greenwich, Connecticut, about 28 miles from here.
He said it takes him 22 minutes to get home.
It always took me longer than that. I used to live in that area.
Well, he likes sports cars. And I said, how do you get home and what do you use in 22 minutes? He said, my Mercedes. I have a feeling that Mercedes moves a little.
That could explain part of my problem in getting home.
That Model T wouldn't go too good, huh? He
wins the first game of the second set, and we'll be back at the U.S. Open in just a moment. Summerall with Tony Trabert and John Newcomb.
Please.
Ivan Lendl dominating things at the moment. Won the first set 6-2. 1-love on this one. Ivan pretty much with things as he wants them. Tomorrow, the men's final, John McEnroe against either Lendl or Connors. It starts live at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We've been at it since noon today. McEnroe won. Malakova upset Navratilova to win the World Championship.
40-love.
I liked Hannah's comment when the presentation. She said, we're beating Chris and Martina in the same term is quite a treat. Don't do that very often. I guess not.
Sort of a surprise in the women's singles with they get into a tiebreak in the third set, and Hannah went away to a 6-love lead in the tiebreak. Took everyone by surprise.
Yeah. Pretty cute that she choked on a high forehand volley. Got to admit it. But she made some good shots to get to that 6-love lead.
Been a day of surprises. McEnroe down a break in the fourth and a break in the fifth, and coming back in both sets to win.
Not too much action at the net so far. Lendl 3 out of 4 and Connors 1,000%, but he's only been there once. There's little Brett Connors working on some bubble gum. You know, for Jimmy, if he wants the ball up a little bit, he needs to play Lendl's forehand, but that's his strongest shot. When he hits to the backhand side, he slices it and it stays down low on him.
30-15.
That is Yvonne's father in the striped shirt, and his mother next, both excellent tennis players in Czechoslovakia. And very early in Yvonne's tennis playing career, he acted badly on the court when they were playing together, and they said, fine, you sit out and watch us play. And he didn't like that too much, and so he's been a pretty good actor on the court ever since. Parents got him early.
I get the feeling that Jimmy's making just a little bit of a charge here in this second set.
Yeah, nothing's happened too much yet. It hasn't been really exciting yet.
He's stopped making some of the unforced errors that he drifted into at the end of the first set.
You know, from the crowd standpoint, they got to be wrung out by now. They've been here since noon or before, and the excitement of the McEnroe-Wilander match, and then the women's final.
40-30.
Rocket. Number 7.
That's what can stop you from making some sort of charge. You work your way up to 30 all and bang.
Stand there and watch it go by. You know, some people say, well, he didn't even try for that. I mean, it's placed so well and it goes by so quickly you don't have a chance to even budge.
Great lob.
Yes.
It was going to be risky to play a passing shot from the position he was in, and Lendl had excellent net position.
And he was closing a little bit.
He was, yeah. It was a very good choice of shot and very well executed. Lendl just getting a little edgy. At the moment he's I guess if you're going to say it, put your hand over your mouth.
Save yourself a lot of money that way.
That's right.
To me, one of the big differences in Jimmy's game now compared to 5-6 years ago was he doesn't aim for the lines nearly as much now as he used to. He used to blister that thing and go really close to the lines, and now you'll see he's 4 or 5 feet inside those sidelines going up and down. Seldom takes a guy way out of court.
Lendl.
Game Lendl.
2 games to 1.
2-1 in the second set.
Each time he's broken, Connor, it's been at love. Twice in the first set, and then this time. And it's a pattern. Yvonne rolls the forehand cross court to the two-hander. And when Jimmy eventually goes down the line to his backhand, he chops it cross court. And now Jimmy's on his one hand, and that's where he's been making most of the mistakes.
30 love.
Wicket.
Yeah, it's got some weight on it. It's a heavy ball when it gets in. Funny thing, it's like at Wimbledon, I've watched him play. He doesn't serve very well there. Normally, if you're a good server, you get really good results on grass, but he didn't get enough first serves in over there. A good indication of the ankle. He couldn't push off at all.
40 love.
When he's moving to his right, has to move quickly to the right-hand side like that.
Yeah, because you have to push off the left ankle. His father. And here's it right here. Look at it. See, he has to pull up short.
He just can't put any weight on it.
No. It's okay in the normal things where there's not much stress on it, but when you really make him push off that side, he's hurting.
Game Lendl. He leads 4 games to 1 station. 4-1 Lendl. Connor serving. Second set. Lendl won the first set 6-2. Let's go to John Tish.
I'm here with Bill Norris, the trainer who treated Jimmy Connors after he turned his ankle earlier today during practice. And Bill, we're starting to see now that perhaps his ankle is really bothering him.
Yeah, I think the fatigue factor is setting in with him. I think that we're almost in, well, we're in the second, almost the end of the second set. And I think that, you know, it's just one of those things that he's just got to hang in there. You know, Connors is the kind of guy that he can do it. Plays well with pain, and he's done this thing before. So we'll see how it goes. I think that that if he can get a little head in these games right here, maybe it can make a difference in how he feels psychologically.
Now, will you be able to tape the ankle again if that becomes necessary?
No, I can instruct him, you know, some things that he can do. Among those things, you know, little simple stretching techniques and things like that. But I can't touch him again unless he re-injures it again.
Is there a chance that he'll retire, though?
I doubt it. I doubt it. He's pretty gutsy.
Okay, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Pat.
All right, John, and thank you too, Bill Norris. Been very helpful. Now he's walking very gingerly.
Bill Norris, our Davis Cup trainer, travels with the players on the ATP circuit. He's one of the good guys.
Lendl leads 4-2.
Well, if Connors is going to make a charge, this would be where it's at. We see him moving around now and just pulling up on that leg. You can see him skipping. It seems to be troubling him more and more as the match goes on, don't you, Bill, Tony?
Yeah,
It appears to be, yeah.
Certain ways you move.
Lendl will serve. 8 hours and 13 minutes we've been on the air. Good volley. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, don't forget, the men's final. John McEnroe against either Yvonne Lendl or Jimmy Connors. Live at 4 o'clock Eastern Time right here from the National Tennis Center.
It'll be the conclusion of 2 great weeks of tennis. Tremendous field, both men's and women's.
The way things have gone the last 2 years, we don't really need a hotel room. We can just throw some cots up here in the booth.
Bring a razor blade. Say we stay here much longer, clothes are out of style.
As hot as it's been, I think we better bring some deodorant to go with the razor blade.
See Jimmy trying to keep walking, keep that ankle warm. That's the best you can hope to do. It's really a shame, you know, you work like crazy. He's played so long. You get to the semis of the U.S. Open, and then you hurt yourself practicing.
Happened to Borg with his thumb one year in the final.
Yeah. That was against Connors. 1978. Tony and I had to do a lot of dancing.
That's right. Big serve.
Game Lendl. He leads 5-2, second set.
Lendl leads 5-2, second set.
Interesting stat. Points won on the first serves. When Lendl gets his first serve in, which he did 23 times, he won 19 of those. Jimmy got 22 in and only won 11. So the power of the serve of Yvonne Lendl paying off.
Tony, of all the years that I've been here, you know, I've seen some pretty explosive things happen, but one of the most explosive was about 5 years ago. Remember when you took Pat's shirt and put a match to it?
Yeah, he wore it on every night show for 12 or 13 nights. And we did a little war dance after the finals out by our CBS trucks, and a bat flew out of it, and I lit a match to it, and it exploded. The last we've seen of Mr. Summerall's shirt.
That's a true story, too.
It is a true story.
It was a really, really good shirt, too.
We had to catch it before we could light it.
Well, it started off as a white shirt.
That's the first double by Jimmy Connors.
It really was one of my favorite shirts.
Love 40.
Well, I feel sorry for Jimmy.
Yeah, you have to.
Three set points, break points for Lendl. Exactly the same situation as the first set.
You think of the great record he has here at the Open, and what a great contributor he's been, and how much he loves to play here.
40.
his favorite term is, I like to spill my guts here for the New Yorkers because they like that. He just can't do that because he can't move enough and get into the match well enough to have that opportunity.
Look at Lendl, though. I got to hand it to him. He's really concentrating and sticking to the task.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be easy to lose a bit of concentration, and he knows if he lets Jimmy into the match, could turn around.
His job is to win. Is Lendl's
30, 40.
still a set point.
I've seen him make that shot.
Yeah, many times. Lendl, you mean?
Yeah. Here he is on the run, the racket ready, but it's just too wide for him. Never did get around the outside of the ball to hook it back in. Missed it
Just a
well
bit
wide.
slow on the racket preparation, too, wasn't he? It wasn't quite back early enough.
Advantage, Connor.
So from love 40 down, Jimmy now has the advantage. About all Jimmy can do, you know, when he gets a decent ball to swing at, to really go for it because of his inability to run well. Good hustle.
I thought Lendl probably should have lobbed that ball. Maybe he didn't get there early enough to have a choice.
Advantage,
There's another look, Nuke.
Yeah, let's have a look at Connors now. He makes a definite commitment, moving forward. He's right on top of the net. I don't think he could have got back for a lob. Would have been a nice test for the ankle anyway, to move him around like that.
Game to Connors. 5-3, second set.
Well, saved 3 set
Lendl
points.
leads 5-3.
Patty Connors, understandably upset.
Bang.
Number 9.
Not being able to push off, I think, certainly affects his return of service, too.
Oh, sure. Don't have the range you would normally have. And again, so our viewers understand, we're certainly not taking anything away from Ivan Lendl. He's played very well. He's concentrated well. Already served 9 aces. Here comes Connors to the net. Plants, comes forward. Didn't look bad there, but he wasn't really tested.
He still had some motion in there. There was some pressure on the ankle. Good shot. What a good point that was.
Some return, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Lendl made a super shot because that was such a forceful return. Lendl's forehand must have landed about an inch inside the baseline.
2 set points. This time on Lendl's serve. Last game he had 3 on Jimmy's serve. Second set to Lendl, 6 games to 3.
On the end. Third
Noch hat
set
Jimmy
beginning.
Connors
Take your seat.
theoretisch die minimale Chance, mit 3 Sätzen hintereinander doch noch ins Finale zu kommen. An. Mit der beidhändigen Rückhand seinen.
Tell him to keep attacking, even if there's a little bit of pain there. He's not going to win from the baseline, is he?
No, I don't think he will. And, you know, it's just you're asking a guy to do something that's not his nature. That's the only difficult part. I mean, he likes to attack when he gets short balls, but he's not a serve and volleyer.
No, I don't mean serve and volley. I mean move the ball around, look for the short one, and then come in.
Yeah, the other thing I'd suggest is you rally up the center to cut down the angle and hope you get a short ball that you can try to jump on. Well, it's sort of like training in a fighter jet or something and send you up in the glider, you know, when you got to go to combat. I mean, the poor guy just is so limited because of the injury. Game to Connors. That's his first ace. Connors wins the first game of the third set. We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
Lendl schlägt auf einmal im Rückstand, zum ersten Mal in diesem Semifinale 0:1 im dritten Satz. Die 1:0-Führung hat Jimmy Connors Auftritt gegeben.
Love 15.
Aber es wäre noch ein weiter Weg bis ins Finale. 0:5.
The other way. Love 30.
Love 30.
Connors has picked up the pace a little bit on the strength of his drives, just hitting the ball a bit harder than he has been for the previous 2 sets. It's a little riskier, but I guess he's got to try something.
First time in the match that Connors has had any break points. Patty Connors on the right. Husband Jimmy has a chance for a break here to take a 2-love lead in the 3rd set.
50-40.
Here's another look. Dynamite deep 2-hander. In he comes. What looked like it might be a clean winner by Lendl, picked off by the fighting Jimmy Connors. And he's broken serve and leads 2-love in the 3rd set. And the crowd loves it. Listen to him.
That's got some blood stirring.
Crowd's been very quiet until that moment.
Well, frankly, it hasn't been a real exciting match because it's not that close, and they sense that Jimmy is not himself.
Love 15.
A year ago, at this time, he and McEnroe were in the 5-set battle.
Hammering away at each other.
Yeah. I thought I heard that he broke a string after the serve.
Love 30.
I thought I heard something pop. Well, this would be a bit disappointing, wouldn't it, if he fights so hard to get the service break and then loses his next serve.
Connors leads 2 games.
Connors up 2-1 and set number 3. Lendl won the first 2 sets. It's been solidified, and they've always played good defense. I think they would be a lot better.
Brent, I'm looking forward to the day that Pete breaks that record. I'm glad it's going to be in Cincinnati. That's where it should happen. This is like a slow execution.
Really?
You know, the guy knows he can't win, Jimmy, on that sprained ankle.
Yeah, that took off, didn't it? Almost hit the baseline.
I think, Tony, as I think back, maybe another reason that Jimmy's hanging in there. Like, remember we did a Masters tournament at Madison Square Garden a few years ago where they had the format.
Yep.
Where if you played and won
Yep.
a particular match, you might have to play somebody else. And Lendl admitted that he didn't try to win that match because he would have to play somebody else. He admitted he didn't try. And Jimmy had some very thoughtful remarks about that. He didn't like that at all.
Right.
That may be lingering too.
Good.
40 love.
You just can't push off that angle. You just can't get moving side to side.
Please, no flash photography. Thank you.
They've since changed that format, by the way, at the Masters, so that cannot happen anymore. Heck of a shot.
This is still live. This is the men's semifinals between Yvonne Lendl and Jimmy Connors from the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York. This is the third match of the day. Earlier, John McEnroe beat Mats Wilander to advance to the finals, 5 sets. And then Hanuman Likova upset Martina Navratilova in 3 sets, 2 of them tiebreakers, the 2 she won. She won the women's championship. Now, this is the third match of the day, as I said, and this is live.
That can be a big breakthrough for Hannah. Everybody's saying that you're good, but you should win more, and boy, being the U.S. Open champion really give her confidence.
Lendl, 2-all.
2-2, third set.
Yeah.
Lendl has won the first 2 sets.
It's not a bad effort beating Chris in the semis and Martina in the final.
No, she says quite a treat.
That's right. That wouldn't happen very often, would it?
No.
I can't remember when that last happened.
Tracy Austin did it in the Open.
1979.
Right. That's the last time. People hollering, let's go Jimmy. There's no one would rather go than Jimmy.
That's right.
Second double.
15-30.
return was out. 30 all.
That's one of the few times that Lendl hit the underspin backhand to Connors' two-handed side, and then he attacks off that one.
He leads 3-2 in the third set.
Connors leads the third set, 3 games to 2.
Ivan Lendl will serve at 2-3 in the third. He's won the first 2 sets.
Got a tough time trying to close this thing out, you know, not overplay or not get too cautious.
Take a few chances here, I think, and
might as well
get it back. Yeah, see if he can move the ball around, get a short ball, and just charge in. That's too good.
30-15.
If Lendl does win this match, he's going to need a lot of serves like that tomorrow against McEnroe.
Sure is.
Number 10.
Let's go to Brent.
Pat, this is Lorne Kuehl, who was out there at the practice court when Jimmy Connors was injured this afternoon. Jimmy was hitting with Dick Stockton, and Lorne, exactly what happened?
Well, Jimmy was running to hit a ball, and he turned his ankle over, and it's his left ankle, and he's had a history with this ankle. And,
did he go down completely?
He didn't go down, but he went over and leaned against the fence, and he had to stop practicing. And we waited about 5 minutes, and then he went on to hit a few balls, and he was obviously hurt a little bit.
And then you went into the trainer's room, and he received treatment? And they
yes. Bill Norris gave him some treatment and put some, he stuck his foot in an ice bucket and tried to stop the swelling, and they taped him up to play. And,
was there any thought on Jimmy's part of not playing the match?
No, no way. He was going to play no matter what.
All right.
He doesn't make excuses. In fact, he was annoyed that people even found out about it. So
there's no doubt you have been out there in the player's box watching, and you can tell how dramatically it's slowed down as a result of it.
Yeah, it has. He's really not moving anywhere near full strength. And,
All right. Thank you very much, Lornie. Let's go back upstairs now to Pat Summerall.
All right, Brent. Glove 40.
3 break points.
I mean, Jimmy could be upset about people knowing about it. It wouldn't take long to watch him and know something was wrong.
Maybe he's upset that Lendl knew about it ahead of time, if he did. Now, they wouldn't take him long to find out either. Lendl leads 4-3 in the third set. Tomorrow, the men's final. John McEnroe against Ivan Lendl or Jimmy Connors. Right now, it looks like it will be Lendl for the 4th year in a row.
Pretty good, Lendl making a finals U.S. Open 4 years in a row.
Well, he hasn't made it yet. But
he's 2 serves away from it, 2 service games. Watch Jimmy even watch him walk into it, try to return that serve by walking forward. Here he comes.
40 love.
that was close.
I doubt very much when they walked on the court whether Ivan thought that he would be winning the match like this at this stage. Although he probably knew about Jimmy's ankle.
I think probably the word had gotten around.
He was in the same locker room. He might know he's in there with his foot in the ice bucket or something.
40-15.
Yeah, in the section of the locker room where the seated players changed, I noticed the door was shut when I was up there, so I guess Jimmy was trying to stop anyone seeing if he was getting treatment.
That was the third double served by Ivan Lendl, and he served 10 aces. Connors 2 doubles and 1 ace. Fine return.
$40-30.
Wasn't a bad return either, was it?
Oh, it's terrific.
Hanging in there.
He rifled it back.
Even standing there, he's trying to keep the weight off that ankle.
Mm-hmm. good length that time, that last shot by Lendl. Trying to stretch his lead to 5-3 in this third set. Lendl's won the first two sets, 6-2, 6-3.
Sometimes when he hits the ball, mishits it a little bit, it sounds like the ball is broken.
Well, it hits both edges of the frame, and the strings scrape up the thing, and they can take a terrible hop on you. That extra spin they put on it with that mishit.
Game Lendl, it's 5-3.
That racket that he's using now just sounds to me a little tighter than some of the others that he's used. Now, I don't know whether he changed it halfway through the match, but I've heard the same thing, Pat.
Yeah.
He apparently he'll play a set or so with a racket, and then pick out a new one. That's because he feels like he loses a pound or two of tension after you've hit some balls with it, and then he'll use another one, take it out of the cellophane, and use it.
Yeah, I think Ivan must like things that are new, because if he breaks a string in his racket, that's the end of that racket. He just gets a new racket.
Yeah, he also finishes the match and leaves his shirt in the locker room. He never wears it. It doesn't launder it.
That's right. As that story spreads around, you should see the people hanging around the locker room after he leaves.
I wish he wore XLs.
I like things that are new, too.
Model T Fords.
Well,
new shirts.
Please, on the end, take a seat.
You got a bit of a drubbing tonight, didn't you?
Well,
with the shirt and the old car.
I don't mind.
Maybe we get home down there at Sawgrass, we can play golf one day.
I hope so.
Will you pick me up?
Sure. Whatever time you say.
9?
I'll be there. Well, it would appear it's going to be Lendl. How do you feel, Trabe?
I think you're right. It's going to be Lendl against John McEnroe. From the start, I picked McEnroe to win the thing. And I don't want to change my opinion now.
Nope.
I called a match in Canada when they played in the final of the Canadian Open, and it was close, but McEnroe was just put too much pressure on Lendl on his second serve. In fact, in that match, Lendl behaved quite badly at one stage in the match towards the umpire, and I felt it was because McEnroe had suffocated him so much with his pressure. So it'll be interesting to see if Lendl can find an answer to that.
40-30. Trailing 4-5 in the third set.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word. CBS Saturday night movie, The Dark Night of the Scarecrow. You'll see it in its entirety.
Log 15.
Lendl's got to be careful to serve a pretty good game here.
Whoop. Yvonne doesn't agree, but doesn't let it bother him.
And that's smart, serving for the match.
Points away.
Surprised Lendl would hit under this backhand.
30-all.
Knowing that Jimmy's coming into the net, because the ball sits up. See how high it is? Enables him to get over there and clip off the volley. If he hits with topspin, it rolls down. He's got to volley up and stretch for it. 30-all. There's a fighting dude right there.
Yes, sir.
2 legs, 1 leg. He's going to give it all he's got. He really easy to just miss a cup here and take a walk. He's not going to do that. That's not in his makeup.
Nope.
See some great anticipation at the net.
30, 40.
Good volley here. It was short. Now watch Jimmy wait and cover the cross court and pick it off. Lendl can't catch up to it.
Lendl is so far behind the baseline to play that first passing shot. It's so difficult to pass anyone from that far back. And if he does win this match and play tomorrow, he's going to have to just take the ball earlier if he wants to try to pass McEnroe. Meanwhile, he's got a little bit of a fight left here.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. Catch the ball on the racket. Keep it there.
They'll take a little extra time.
It's on the line, that ball.
Yvonne saying that ball is on the line.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
breaks and gets even at 5-all.
A little bit of a nervous shot from Lendl on that last one. It wasn't a tough shot at all. He just wrapped it around the frame of the racket. I've seen him do that before in matches when he gets nervous. Takes his eye off the ball. Another good point from Connors, and being a lot more aggressive now. You wonder why he didn't do it in the first set. I guess he was trying to save the ankle at that stage.
No reason to save it now.
That's right. It's do or die, but the aggressive plays have certainly earned him some points.
On that last point, when he saw Ivan take the racket hit up, knew he was going to cut the ball, he came in and got the ball high and made a nice volley. Surprised Ivan.
Could have come in on the earlier one. There was one point where he had Ivan caught slightly on the wrong foot halfway through that rally.
There's his bread and butter right there.
Said something in Spanish. Couldn't tell what he said there.
At least he didn't get a warning.
Two break points. Again, Lendl served for the match.
These people been here since at least noon, and they're still cheering for Connors to try to make this match go longer. It's 9:15. I think they're getting cheated. Last year it went to 11.
Game to Lendl. He leads the third set 6-5. Time. It will be John McEnroe against either Ivan Lendl or Jimmy Connors. Lendl has won the first two sets and is serving for set number 3. And the opportunity to advance.
Lendl can't serve it out in this game. You think he might be a little shaky in the tiebreaker.
Could be.
Yvonne taking a lot of time. Might be trying to put a little too much on that first serve.
Yeah.
He missed it. Pulled out. He missed it. 15 off. Tried to play it too carefully.
Are you kidding? The ball was going so slow. How can you even think about missing a call like that?
Look how far out of court Lendl is. I mean, he's just standing there watching it from the sideline.
That's all he can do.
Had to be a bit of doubt even if Lendl's shot was going to go in anyway.
They paused a different guy completely, you know, the blind person that was involved in the controversy, you know, the questionable call.
Can't put him away. Navratilova and Shriver, women's doubles semifinal, 6-3 and 6-4. They beat Manlikova and Turnbull. A little rematch of this afternoon's women's singles final.
Little solace for Martina, however.
I would think so.
Lendl takes so much time sometimes before he serves. I think he forgets why he's there.
He's going to bounce it 4 times, and you know he's ready.
Oh, second serve, ace. No one was looking for that, and I can't believe he took the chance. He was very relieved after he served it, too.
Match point.
Have a look at his expression here. Very relieved.
Who wouldn't be?
Gee whiz. Maybe he forgot it was his second serve, Tony.
After it took so long. Jimmy doing a little stalling. Struggling, fighting Jimmy Connors. He really hung in there, but Yvonne Lendl held his composure and played very well.